get you in the kingdom is falling after Yahushua. Yahushua showed me like 3-4 different things, and I'm trying to figure out what to actually talk to y'all about. What can I talk to y'all about right now? And one thing that I can talk to y'all about is the Yahushua code.
My blood, my tribe, my fam that sticks right here. My blood, my tribe, my fam that sticks right here. My blood, my tribe, my fam that sticks right here. My blood, my tribe, my fam that sticks right here. My blood, my tribe, my fam that sticks right here. My blood, my tribe, my fam that sticks right here. My blood, my tribe, my fam that sticks right here. My blood, my tribe, my fam that sticks right here.
Y'all Negroes ain't royalty. Me accepting them whoppers impossible. This is beyond me. Plant-based is beyond me. It's where the truth and the lies meet. So partner us when that pot of meats. But high stakes tried in the fire. See king's blood flow inside of me. See the king's blood flow inside of me.
Prepare to engage. 3, 2, 1. Move out, soldier.
Quick with that drink order, unsweetened follow to the T. Gratitude for gratuity. New driving you, ingenuity. It's the I and you, that's the code in me.
And it's the cheat code, no Atari, that's Ari, that's beast mode. No more starring, departed from least mode. Dominion and power, the priest fold. Be ready for the sequel, that's eternity, straight up to your peephole. No escape, creator of the earth, and the one separated at birth, that's my people.
My blood, my tribe, my fam that sticks right here. My blood, my tribe, my fam that sticks right here. My blood.
I'm finna yell out. Alright, y'all, got that camera on. Y'all be out there looking crazy. Don't record that part. That's what I'm finna yell out. That's what I'm got that camera on. I'm supposed to be cool all the time.
Still go to war with the sapphire armor, screaming Yahoo to the beat of the drummer. Rumbles, shaking the earth, cause the sun's been awakened from dirt. By the bond of the covenant words, the alarm was a show our birth. It's that Yahushua code, only the family knows. Let's go.
I got everything I need, I ain't lacking for nothing. Yahushua's righteous, see, yes, the kingdom is buzzing. Sapphire and me and my aunties and cousins. My Abba, my keeping me from destruction.
My blood, my tribe, that's the family. Created before time synced in the heavens. Formed in the one of y'all code, that's the pedigree. Yahushua code, download genetically. This is the honor we tried in the fire. Silver and gold for the cost is high. The price been drugged through the mud, but the families still together in love. Here's the covenant, reversing the curse, and fully redeeming bloodlines. Here's the covenant, restoring in the family the tabernacle of thou who be revived. Here's the covenant, lift up your heads, kingdom nobility, yes, it's on the rise. Here's the covenant, we built in the ark, man, no we caught being left behind.
Hey, yeah, we did not rise at the play. We out here working all day. This a family business like a farm. We was killing it when they heard the alarm. See what we put in the books in the barn. That's for the noble who witnessed the arm. Eating our words, no chicken, no farm. Yeah, who should get all the cabot? Heavy voice like water that broke. Levies, rubber can't afford, that's no. Chevy, linen on white, that's no. Betty, look, feel like you're hookah, I'm speaking on Babylon, calling it man of the government. Rebirth our nation in covenant. To all the branches, that's doublemint.
Doubling down, government covenant ground. Jerusalem hovering sound, blowing a trumpet abound, rising from up in the ground. Covenant capping the ground.
Shalom family, we out here at we did a stop at Niagara Falls while we out here just looking at how beautiful Yahuwah's creation is. This is living water that's just flowing. It's a beautiful sight. We just out here, we're reclaiming the throne, living the life, you know. So appreciate everybody that gave us an opportunity to watch the movie, that gave to the movie, all our partners. We won't be able to do this without your support. Appreciate all your efforts and everything. Trying to get to a point where Israel can be at a place like this, a place of shalom and oneness, you know. But we love you. This is day 3. This is the last day. Appreciate everybody, man. Love you. Don't fall like Niagara Falls, though. Love you. Shalom.
Crazy who shit. What's got you holding on? What's got you holding on? What's got you holding on? What's got you holding on to Babylon? What's got you holding on? What's got you holding on? What's got you holding on? What's got you holding on to Babylon? Is it the big whips, quick trips, fast money with some interest? It's slick work, fresh laces with your Remy inches. You got your fix. What's got you holding on? Is it the big whips, quick trips, fast money with some interest? It's slick work, fresh laces with your Remy inches. You got your fix. What's got you holding on?
Heart of ice cold, first and let it go. I suffered not a wish to live, had to let them know. Peak knowledge, re-education, that's free knowledge. Re-honor, got him in prison, free college. Free me from indoctrination. Set apart surgery from a doctor of the holy nation. Different meaning of that word patient. Babylon said I'm saved, but tell me why am I still waiting? Check that mail for that check, huh? Think they giving you reparations, they got their hand on your neck, huh? Stimmy check, make you rest, huh? So excited about Juneteenth, they make you forget your nest, huh? But who's that flying home like a bird? Who's that who only speaking Yahushua word? Can't relate to these Babylon babies, Marine Kingdom is sinking, they should've joined the Navy.
The big whips, quick trips, fast money with some interest. It's slick work, fresh laces with your Remy inches. You got your fix. What's got you holding on? Is it the big whips, quick trips, fast money with some interest? It's slick work, fresh laces with your Remy inches. You got your fix. What's got you holding on?
Good evening, welcome to HBFA 2023. Today I'm sitting down with the producer for Reclaiming the Throne, Jason Collins. How are you doing today, my brother?
No, great. How you doing today?
Your film was screened last night and everybody likes it. So the question is, what prompted you, what motivated you to make a film like that and talk about the history of Black people?
I think the main thing is, I would say there was an unction on me from two things. One, the spirit of the Most High, Yahuwah. It just on me. Like sometimes you just have this feeling in you, like you know it comes from heaven. So he just pressed it upon me, and then you seeing what's going on around you, you know there's a problem, right? And there's a problem, there's gotta be a solution. So the question is, how can we fix that problem? And me and you ain't had a conversation about this yesterday. One of the biggest problems that we face is lack of identity. And the lack of identity is a cascading effect of unfortunate events that ends up being turned into what we call Black experience in the diaspora. No matter what country we're in, whether we're in Canada, whether we're in the United States, whether we're in some nation where we end up being a minority. A lot of us have no ability to trace back that foundation. If you don't have no foundation, you don't have anything to build on. So that's the thing that Yahuwah, the Most High, helped me about, that I gotta, and my brother Morris, that we had to come together and do this thing and give them the truth that hasn't been heard and build that foundation in the community that we can move forward.
Thank you so much. Looking at this movie when I watch it, I know you have a lot of message out there. And what do you think that this movie is going to do to the young generation?
Revolutionize. I call it the most earth-shattering documentary ever concerning the history of Blacks. And the reason why I say that is everything that the youth do is patterned off an example or an image they seen through media. And God says, a tree without roots can't stand. So the idea is that every year we seem to reinvent ourselves based on what the cultures present to us, whether it be, and it's mainly through music, and arts, because we're artists and people. In general, we always want to be dealing with music, we always want to be dealing with fashion, we're dealing with these things that identify us. So the youth are always going to be drawn to those segments of society. And whatever that image or that mindset that's presented in those veins, that's where they want to go. So, and the reason why our people is more susceptible to it is because they don't have no base identity. If you go to any culture in America, you're going to see, like if you go to any major city in America, you have everybody together, but also everybody separate. And these separate people have their own identities. You might go to the Jewish community, they have their own identity. You might go to the Italian community, they have their own identity. You might go to the Irish community, they have their own identity. So when they hear all these things, they don't vary from the identity, base identity they already have. They might indulge in it, they might listen to it, they might even adopt certain elements of it, but they don't make it their whole meditation. Because if you don't have any identity, if you have no concept of anything, then you don't just gravitate to whatever your norm becomes. And people can make suggestions about how you should live your life, how you should spend your time, money, effort, desire, trying to do. So they tell you that you need to be in the streets, it's going to be in the streets. If they tell you you need to be in misogyny, it's going to be in misogyny. If they tell you you need to be in drug culture, it's going to be in drug culture, because you don't have any culture in the first place. So this is the reason why this movie is almost like an atom bomb to the psyche, when you really understand the rich history of Africans and the Hebrews. It's this whole connection that's been lost for centuries, but it's true. Heavily documented. I don't know if I'm going over this, I showed this isn't what I'm saying. There's a lot of information. But the idea is that there's so much information about it. It's in Cambridge, it's in Yale, it's at Princeton, it's at Duke University Seminary. All this information we've never heard about ourselves, and when we have that base, we understand who we are. Now nobody can come with a different image to set us in a different direction. Now we have a complete concept of who we were and where we're going. So those are a lot of words, but in a nutshell, that's the reason why this is so important for the next generation. Because we know if they don't have that, we're just going to assimilate into this melting pot of ideas that's been given to us in a lot of cases by our persons.
Thank you so much. Our identity matters. If you know your identity, you can do anything. You know, it's just the wind on your back push you to do things because it makes you comfortable in your own skin. Right. And when you make decisions, you make the right decision. Exactly. So we need movies like this, films like this that talk about identity, so that if we can change the subject matter to identity, I think we'll go further. Right. We play a lot of force in our way. Thank you so much for coming to this festival. We appreciate you, man. Your film, Reclaiming the Throne. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. You will understand a lot of things about we black people from Africa. Right. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Thank you, man.
And the winner is... I love that. One more time. And the winner is Joshua Collins. Reclaim the throne. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Joshua is in the house today. Thank you.
What is the root issue for that hatred towards our black brothers and sisters? The Lord woke me up kind of in the middle of the night, and He answered that question. And that answer was, because you're my chosen people.
In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus prepared to Jerusalem for a great slaughter.
first of all, baby.
It has been estimated that over 1 million Hebrews.
All right, yeah, I didn't get your answer. The first thing I want to do is I want to give praises to the Most High Yahuwah, in the name of Yahushua, for giving me this opportunity to be able to do this. I want to thank the Hamilton Film Festival, which is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Everybody give them a hand. I want to thank everybody that helped us, everybody in Rebirth, everybody at D28. It's been a long process. 3 years of gathering this information and putting this work, and it is trilogy and movie.
I also want to thank everybody, all the partners that invested in helping us. This is a 3-year journey in order to get this completed, done. We thank our wives and our families for allowing us the time to be able to get this done. And just the whole Rebirth family and D28 Productions that help us build these stages in order to get this established. And the Hamilton Black Film Festival, thank everybody.
Hallelujah, destroyer of the snare, preparer of the way. He scrubbed me with the loofah, who would do such ointment? I repair the author of my fate. Circumcision of the heart like oxen. Enemy in my ear had me boxed in. Walker gas masks, no more toxins. Shot my email sight, got me locked in. Nothing good in me but the light within. Purging all the devils, kill a fight within. Trust that endures, a heart that bleeds pearl. I realize that's what kind of fight we in. Land to my feet, keep the aqua flow. Hit the enemy up with a rope, like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Only in the name of Yahuwah I boast.
Yeah, man, the most making the hearts in the mountain at your feet, get a word repeat. Culturally on a different path, Yahuwah, don't take me back. What's on my mind to an ancient path? Patience, I'm a Shia. Don't wanna strike the rock, cause a reckless mouth, the faith is thought hard and hard will get your pop. Pop, 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 watch your head top. Pop, 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 get a head stop. Pop, 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 watch your head top. Pop, 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 get a head stop. I am free from the Lord level. Footstool on the earth, my head up in the heavens. Like who is that? Yahoo, all capital letters. For no cap, no prayer, secret place. We are sinning on all these devils. The holy hill to get real when you in his presence. This is serious, mysterious. He is notorious for exposing devils. Who wanna ever not Yahuwah like casting away the rock just to sin on pebbles. Stepping on my enemies. I look within and found him right there, up in the enemy. That was the end of me. The closing to a new beginning, elevates in proper place. And you a sin when you with the king. I just wanna serve, cause to serve you is to bear rule over everything that's beneath you. Though it comes with levels, we don't mix but master solid gold. We rock, but y'all
level up, level up. Yeah, we going up, we gon' level up. No more dealing in sin, we done settled up. We was down, but now we ascending up. Going higher and Yah, defying the lies and the odds. Marching the Zion of God. I gave up my life and desire for Yah to walk through the fire and under the rod. It's not a facade. God that living in me.
They were black. Chief, this is what you just said. Say what you said. So I said we're doing a project at the moment about the ancient Celtic peoples of Wales.
Oh,
and they were Irish.
Right.
So like the first film I made with Loz was called Wales Untold. And we interviewed a white scholar and a black scholar. And the black scholar was like, yeah, the Silurians are black. And the white scholar tells us all about their history. He worked in the museum, but he never mentioned that they were black, right? So when I'm kind of in the edit and I'm putting it together, I didn't really know much about that history then. And I'm like, but they're saying that they're black. Why do you want to say nothing? Let me go and research. So I started looking up like ancient Roman texts. And Tacitus is a Roman historian.
Right.
And he describes the Silures as dark brown complexion and black curly hair. And I'm like, what? So then I'm like, oh, right. So we added that in our first film. Now we're just, through this project, we've now been commissioned to turn this project into some educational modules for schools and universities. So in part of this project, we're also looking at the ancient Celtic people. And so we're now like, oh wow. So actually, he described the Silures, and there's no description about the other 4 or 5 tribes there, right? So I'm like, they all have the same language, the same culture, right? Europeans try and say that he described them because he's different to them, but I'm like, they all share the same language, same culture. I'm like, they were all black. I'm like, actually, when you really check when the light-skinned people came into the UK, it wasn't until about 500, 600, maybe 700 years AD when the Anglo-Saxons invaded, right? You know what I'm saying?
Not even the Saxons, but the Anglo-Saxons.
The Anglo-Saxons, yeah, the Anglos, yeah. And then the Franks and the Jutes and them kind of people, right? So when them all came in, and then the Vikings later on, but they didn't come until like the 9th century, right? So you know what I mean? So all those people before that, like Boudicca, they were all black.
we better run into documentary.
So I got this this much information on that subject.
Okay.
I've been diving into that's the next series, the next season. It's going to be specifically on that.
Yeah, so we're doing this for an education film, not even a film, but we're thinking about in future things and maybe making like, because we're based in, she's based over there.
Yeah, okay.
Back and forth, working over there. Where these guys live is all in the Siluri's territory. Right?
Oh wow!
So it's crazy. Yeah,
that's what's beautiful.
So it's crazy.
That is.
So yeah, so I even trust. So this is what you're gonna learn. I ain't gonna get. We been talking all day about this. But this is what you're gonna learn about Black Americans. So you're dealing with the slave trade, right? All right. So if you really study the slave trade, so that's one thing you'll learn about this movie. The slave trade didn't start in Africa.
No.
Right. It started in Portugal.
Right.
Right. Because there was people that was there in Spain and Portugal, blacks that lived there for years.
Bad white slaves.
Right.
Like the word slave comes from the Slav.
Yeah. So, but during that time, what happened was it's really about the persecution by the Catholics of the Jews that was in Spain and Portugal. The Jews and the Moors basically ruled Spain and Portugal for like 700 years.
Yeah.
Then you had the Gothics coming down from the north and basically scattering them and bringing them into slavery. Eventually, they started moving them from that port and Lisbon, and they started bringing them to Brazil. Later on, so there was a document that was written by law. They couldn't bring nobody from Africa.
Right.
So all the original slaves that came to America were native Portuguese blacks, and they were known as the Portuguese Jews.
Right.
Right. So that's one.
It's in the documentary.
It's in the documentary. So
wow, it's crazy.
So going back to the next step, we talking about the whole thing about Britain and Scotland and Ireland. So this is the thing though. So you start looking at the numbers of slaves that came to America. So so majority of the slaves that came to America, majority of them went to Brazil. So even when they started, cause they took a certain amount of slaves, when they started writing documents and paper bulls, so they started creating slave ports in San Tome, and then eventually Angola and some other places in Africa. Some people was deported from Spain and Portugal, brought to their territory, raised up from the age of 13. They was put under what they call godparents. This is where the term godparents came from. It was Catholics who raised them to be Christians, because none of them was Christians at the time. Right. Raised them up and then started exporting them eventually to the States. But even when you look at those numbers about those slaves that actually came, you're talking about, compared to the number of slaves that went to South America to North America, you're talking about 3 to 1. So if you really think about the actual numbers of slaves that came to America, it was a bunch. But in the grand scheme of things, you're talking about 33 million to 40 million blacks in America. It's like a drop in the bucket. So you gotta ask yourself, where did all these other blacks come from?
Right.
If 2 to 3 times more people went to Brazil, then how do we have all these blacks in America? So this way it goes back to you talking about Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Because you start talking about the original blacks that was there. If you go back to the time of, Cromwell, and the Cromwellian war that took place. And when they start loading up blacks, so this will get wild. All right. So it's this registry, and it's called, it has something to do with the Jacobites, but it's a Jacobite registry of the Irish that was brought from Ireland and brought to the States. So you can go look at the muster roll. On the muster roll, you see all the Irish that were brought. It will say black, 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 brown, black, 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 black. On the list, they all tell you their exact description.
Send me that, right? Send me that, I want to see that.
Yeah.
This is what I'm clocking, and you know they had a language, like the ancient Celts, they had organ.
Right.
These inscriptions. So the Europeans like to say they didn't have no language. But they had they were doing gold works, they were making gold coins, they had gold coins before the Romans came. And actually a lot of it looks like the Egyptian. I've seen these gold pieces, these chess pieces, that if you see it, you'll think, right, that's from Egypt. Right. That was found in Wales, 1600 years BC.
Right.
You know what I mean? So going forward, all those blacks were the ones who got pushed out of England, and then they congregated more in Ireland. They were the ones that survived longer in Ireland.
Right.
And then we know that the first people that the Anglos or the Anglo-Saxons really started to enslave was the Welsh and the Irish.
So you go back to the Anglo-Saxons, they were just the Germanic tribes of North Germany.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So if you go back during that time period, if you look at all of Southern Germany, Southern Germany and most of Southern Europe was run by blacks. Blacks lived in all those territories. They lived in Spain, they lived in Portugal, they lived in France. So, but when they start getting driven out, matter of fact, John Oglesby, the royal cartographer of Great Britain, he got a book description of Africa. And in that book, he talk about when them people were deported and brought to Africa. He get all the dates. It's like a series of I think 7 different dates. He's talking about the specific places in Europe when people was deported, blacks were deported from Europe and brought to Africa, and then eventually sold as slaves or indentured servants. So,
and that's why, because I always know that a lot of African Americans for time have been saying that a lot of the blacks are indigenous here. Right. So I've read like the Mali Massa Musa. His brother sent a ship to the Americas. So like they came here. And then the ancient Egyptians potentially came here from the times, you know what I'm saying?
So artifacts everywhere.
And then,
but I say one thing. This is one of the revelations that will come out. Is the number of indentured servants that came from Scotland and Ireland. That's the reason why probably about 80% of blacks in America have Irish, Scottish names. My last name, the given name, is Cullen. Right, so when you trace back my ancestry, it's gonna take you back to that same territory. It's gonna take you back to Cullen, Ireland, right? Or Cullen, Scotland. That's my getting mixed up. But anyway, so the territory of Cullen the Moor. Cullen the Moor was King Cullen in that territory. There's a castle there called Castle Cullen. Cullen the Moor in Moray, Scotland.
Moray, Scotland. And the Moor term was linked to the black.
Right. So anyway,
and like the Picts. The Pict tribe of Scotland.
Go look up ancient and modern Britain.
Yeah, I know that book. I got that book.
That book? Yeah.
I got that,
my man.
Definitely hit me back, man. Let's continue the conversation.
Okay, no doubt. Yeah.
All right, appreciate everybody, all our partners from all over the world. This is something that's exclusively for you. We here at the Hamilton Black Film Festival. And because of your support, because of your love, and you can see where the movie is going now all over the world, got an award.
Best director for the film, Reclaiming the Throne. You already know what time it is. At one of the most up-and-coming, groundbreaking film festivals out there, the Hamilton Film Festivals. Buzzy, you get it? Right quick. Pies. I'm gonna say it right. I'm gonna get that. This is the man. He gotta be on camera. This is the man. Right? He set this thing up, man. His beautiful wife. Come on. It's okay? Yes. Okay. His beautiful wife did a great job. I mean, it's phenomenal. They came and they welcomed us. They have some phenomenal films, even outside of what y'all know as far as Reclaiming the Throne. I mean, movies like Toronto Hotel.
That's right.
What's the another film that won a lot of awards?
Fine and Sally.
Yeah, Fine and Sally, which is, man, that's groundbreaking. So he was able to host this and give us a chance to come here and give us this recognition. So we really appreciate him and his team. If you up here in Hamilton, make sure you come here the next time. We have it at the Westdale. It's gonna be at the Westdale next time.
Wednesday next year. We're gonna usually about 3 theaters next year.
Okay. Hey, be ready for it because hopefully we're gonna be here with another project.
That's right. They had 24 films in 9 different countries, which is amazing, and they started 3 years ago. So we want y'all to look them up, support them as much as you can. The films that they have, Black independent films, please watch and support. Also, thank y'all so much. Also, we will be coming back in Canada. It'll be July the 7th, and we desire our partners to share with us, and it's a big event that we're going to do later on in Toronto in the year. You'll find out the information about that. We'll put that out so you can get it. Let us know even more ways that we can have you involved, so you can let you know that wherever we go, you going with us. Right. Hallelujah. So we love y'all. We want to do something exclusive to let y'all know this is what the movie is doing.
We out here.
I love y'all and we'll see you soon.
Shalom.
Thank you so much.
That's my righteous mission.
Sitting in the fire, I'm the flame and the clothes, I'm the offering to me. I burn like gold in the fire, like a dog in the time. Under pressure that's strong to the heat. I never retreat from a special bird. My perfection, the correction, and alliance to the sheep. Sown in the feet, Mizraim, conquered our mind in full retreat. But Redeemer lives and he gives power to break out chains and forgive. Look up, our redemption draw nigh and get ready to ascend in the throne.
Hey, we're at the airport. We're heading home. See if you got any last words for the people before we head on.
Hey, we saw what coming. Got everything done, man. Ready to get on back home now. Hey, beautiful time. Shout out to Hamilton Black Film Festival in Hamilton, Canada. Have a great time. Got that Director's Award. He did a fantastic job. Praise Yahushua.
Sitting in the mountain where it's colder. Elevate like an escalator and meet you where it's smoking. Refine like fire, that's golden. Elevate like an escalator and meet you who are you chosen.
Tryna add it mine like Moses. He divine on roses. Sprouting up, round it up. Eat the word, he throws us. Tryna add it mine like Moses. He divine on roses. Sprouting up, round it up. Eat the word, he throws us. Tryna add it mine like Moses. He divine on roses. Sprouting up, round it up. Eat the word, he throws us.